Datuk Sundra Rajoo, the director of the KL Regional Centre for Arbitration, is with us on our Invest KL special today. Datuk, KLRCA is the first regional arbitration centre to be established in Asia, and that was back in 1978. And now, as more and more business is done across international borders, it holds a lot of potential as an alternative dispute resolution system. So why should a company opt for arbitration in Malaysia as opposed to going to other countries like Singapore or Hong Kong, for instance?
Melisa, is a very good question. I think first thing is that international business can only be resolved by arbitration because of the New York Convention. And the New York Convention is a agreement done by 146 countries now around the world that they will enforce arbitral awards done in the various jurisdictions. So I think arbitration as a mode of resolving disputes as compared to the court system is going to be the norm. It is the norm now. But coming to Malaysia, there is a different situation because we have a regional arbitration centre which is independent of the Malaysian government. It's set up as a mission. And we have a lot of advantages, which includes the advantages that Malaysia has as an investment and a service centre. For example, we are low cost. Our ringgit is very reasonable. We have world-class facilities, one of the best airports in the region. You can fly in and fly out quite easily. It's easy to travel. The food is excellent. Our hotel are, I think, among the cheapest. You can get a 5-star deluxe room for about 400 ringgit. And I think the other thing is that our court system is also very supportive of arbitration. So what has happened in recent years is that we have been building up the infrastructure that will support arbitration in Malaysia. And we are seeing more and more interest. People are coming in and people will resolve their disputes, which used to go offshore. They are now coming back to Malaysia. And the main advantage, I would say, of arbitration, for example, you can choose your own tribunal. You have confidentiality involved. Business people don't like to actually air their dirty linen in public,
right.
but they want to protect their trade secrets and preserve sometimes their business dealings.
So you talk about cost effectiveness. Can you give us an example of how what is it a lot cheaper than going to other regional other centres, perhaps?
I think better ways that we should try to talk about ourselves, not only comparing, but I think our fee structure generally is where we can get. I have 800 arbitrators on my panel, and they are prepared to actually do work at our fee structure, which generally is about 20% less than the standard. And we can get an international arbitrator who will be prepared to come here and arbitrate, because you can choose your own arbitrator if they do it under the KLRCA rules. And then, for example, I think you just compare a hotel in, let's say, Kuala Lumpur or in another large city in Asia, and we would be, half the price?
Well, with the exchange rate, of course, we would be.
No, I think we must capitalize on our exchange rate. I mean, there is an advantage. You must not, we are trying to bring people in.
Yep.
And so they enjoy the benefit, we enjoy the income.
Well, give us an example of some of the international commercial disputes that go through KLRCA.
Recently, only yesterday, I appointed an arbitrator for a dispute between a Hong Kong party and a Singapore party, for example. That's one example. I had appointments, international one, where Malaysian party and a US party. But in such situations, we appoint normally a nationality. The arbitrator will have a nationality different from the parties. Mm-hmm. So that is to maintain the neutrality. So one of the points that I like to make about KLRCA is that we are actually an independent and neutral body, and we are very transparent about it.
Independent from the Malaysian judiciary as well?
Independent from everybody. Judiciary is, of course, independent. Then we have the Malaysian government. Although they fund us, Malaysian government is not involved at all in our running of our everyday operations. They do not involve in policy. All they do is, they're very, very kind. They support us 100%. But I think this is part of the main idea of having a international body, thriving international body, offering services to the Asia Pacific region, and then making Malaysia a hub. The other thing is that our legal profession is also opening up. So we see a lot of potential that is going to come in, and we are world leaders in certain kinds of businesses. For example, sukuk, Islamic finance is we are world leaders.
Yep.
So we've been coming out with products to actually handle that, and we want to actually promote and differentiate, but also be part of the international system.
Yeah, we are definitely trying to position ourselves as leaders in the Islamic finance market. And on that note, KLRCA has also recently launched the arbitration rules.
Yes.
So that's actually a first in the world.
It is. It's first in the sense that this is the first set of arbitration rules which we have tried to market it as Sharia compliant. And it is to deal with Sharia-based disputes, which do arise sometimes in international transactions. So we are targeting a market which at the present moment will use normal products. But again, the most important thing about this set of rules, it is enforceable. The awards that come out from it are enforceable under the New York Convention, which means it is not a standalone rules that can only be enforced in Malaysia, but the more important thing for us that it plugs in with the international standards, and it should be enforceable in all countries which are signatories to the New York Convention.
I'm speaking to Datuk Sundra Rajoo, the director of the KL Regional Centre for Arbitration. It's a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks for being on our Invest KL special.
Thank you.